Okay, so let's start with The Sopranos, okay? Because I fell in love with you like so many others watching you on that show, and I've put together a compilation of what I remember you for more than anything. Here it is, SOT 20.
Christopher, you gave crystal meth to his daughter. Chrissy, almost got killed, Christopher. What's our future here, Christopher? Thank you, Christopher. Christopher doesn't want me working anymore. Nothing was going on, Christopher. Christopher? Christopher, we need to talk. I love you, Christopher.
You better.
Christopher, she's not breathing. It's your fucking eye, Christopher.
Christopher!
Oh my God, that was a loop of Christophers.
I love it.
Oh my God.
So where are you from? Where'd you get the accent?
I mean, I'm from New York. I was born in Queens. When I went in for the audition, I didn't know it was a mafia drama. I thought it was about opera singers. So, you know, they always tell you to go in as a clean slate. Don't be anything. And I didn't get the part because I wasn't Italian enough.
Wait, this is unbelievable. Did you actually think it was about opera singers because it's The Sopranos?
I did.
And then the series would be the altos and
Yeah, it's like a cold read. I thought it was a show about, I don't know, some singers. Who the hell knows? But no, it was not. It was about The Sopranos. And what was funny about that is I had a manager right beforehand who kind of dropped me and said, "You have the worst speaking voice ever." It wasn't the accent. Because I was like, is it because I have a New York accent? And she's like, no, it's your speaking voice. It's terrible and you'll never work in Hollywood. And I go, so I'll take voice classes. And she said, no, you should take opera classes.
What?
And I said, fucking opera classes? Are you crazy? And she's like, yes, opera. And then a week later, I booked The Sopranos.
Oh,
I was
my
like,
gosh.
who's singing now, bitch?
Wait a minute. Did you ever take voice lessons? Because the voice I hear
No.
here is absolutely lovely. I can't imagine somebody objecting.
Well, thank you. No, my voice was always super deep and I was a heavy smoker, so it was really gravelly. If you listen to my voice on The Sopranos too, very gravelly. But when I start talking to Christopher, my voice is up here and I talk like this. You know?
So you leaned into the New York accent for the role.
Big. Yes, and I was raised in Queens, my grandma's house. We went back and forth into Manhattan. I come from a very Italian background, and my two parents in particular did not want me to grow up in that world. I think because my mom's dad was a mafia guy. My dad's father was also, so they didn't want me in that world. I didn't know that much about it when I did the show. I learned more about it as everybody started to die.
Wait, in your own family or on the show?
Yes, in my own family.
Oh, wow.
So I knew some, but I didn't know how far it went.
You know what? There's so many Italian Americans who have like one step removed to the mafia, and it explains in part the love affair we have with them, but then also, you know, you get to the hardcore realities and not so much.
Yeah, it's true. And it's yeah. And you know, we caught a lot of heat from the defamation societies, the Italian Defamation Society. I mean, if they did anything, they brought us more press, but it definitely was a lot to deal with during the time of the show. But my parents were always the anti-defamation because they felt so secure in being Italian and they loved their heritage. And even the genre itself, my mom was a writer, so she understood the writing. And there were a lot of politics around the show at that time because it was not PC. It really just took all the risks, something that we won't see right now.
Yeah, no, there's no risk taking. People are too afraid. We're talking about that in our last segment. I got to ask you about James Gandolfini. I mean, one of the greats. How was your experience with him? What was he like?
He was fantastic. I never got that close. We partied a lot together, all of us did, when we would go do signings and stuff. But I mean, the quintessential Jim story is everybody's getting a big piece of the pie on the back end of the show, but the actors were still just, we weren't making the same kind of money. And he called everybody separately into his trailer to give them each a $30,000 check when they made a DVD deal with him. And they didn't make a DVD deal with the rest of the cast. We didn't get residuals because it wasn't a part of the structure yet at cable television, because the cable TV wasn't a thing. It was brand new, and we really crushed down those doors and changed TV forever. And I guess we were the beginning of the end, because now TV's terrible again.
Yeah, no, you're right. They don't take the same risks. I've got to ask you, because I I noticed, I mean, obviously we'll talk about it, but you describe yourself still as a liberal, but like you pushing back on your party for having lost its footing. You sound conservative in some ways. And I noticed that Michael, is it Imperioli?
Uh-huh.
He's more on the other side. He's been making some statements that are pretty leftist. So do you guys still stay in touch? And has this caused any friction?
I actually am not in touch with Michael. No, I've heard that he has a lot of disdain for the right. I've heard that. Listen, I do consider myself, I always have more on the liberal side, but I guess because I never paid attention to politics in my life. And I lived in a super literary world with my mom, and I always depended on the people that understood politics to make those decisions. I lived in a bubble for the most part.
Let's discuss a crucial aspect of your financial health, your credit report. Hear me out. It's time to face a hard truth. Your credit report could be suffering due to unfounded, reputation-damaging claims. These are the kind of claims that simply will not hold up under rigorous scrutiny. And that's where Lexington Law Firm comes into play. For less than $100, Lexington Law champions your cause, using a comprehensive arsenal of consumer protection laws to fight for your best credit report. Lexington Law is fully equipped to challenge those exploitative creditors and aggressive debt collectors who obstruct your financial path. Go and visit LexingtonLaw.com for a complimentary credit assessment. Let their experts place your credit under the microscope, ensuring that it reflects your true financial story. Remember to mention that Megyn referred you at LexingtonLaw.com. Empower yourself with the right team on your side. Hey, thanks so much for watching. If you like what you just saw, hit the subscribe button for more clips and full episodes.